Scheduling an Elluminate live session in Angel is a pretty easy task, so let's just jump right into it. First off, go to your class and click on the Communicate link. There you'll see the Elluminate Live tab. And as you notice, there's a number of Elluminate sessions here I've done sort of practicing. And you're set on live. If you want to see your recordings, you could click here and you would see a list of your recordings. I'm going to click back on live. It defaults to that. And I'm going to create an Elluminate live session. I click on the edit button, the little pencil, and I'm allowed to choose a time. So let's say I wanted it the 29th at 3 o'clock p.m. of course, and I want it to end on the 29th at 5:55 p.m. let's say. Now you need to click on this button up here, this Add Session button, Add Session Link. It's kind of hidden, but you need to click on that or it will not add the session, you will not continue. So click on this little link up here, Add Session. Now you're brought here to Session Settings. The most important thing, of course, you need to do is add a title to your presentation or lecture. You could check your times. You could also then set it to repeat. Do you want this session to repeat daily, weekdays, weekly? If you click on this, save the calendar, it's going to save this event to your Angel calendar. Now you've got some other settings here. Session access. How early can they get into the session? It defaults at 15 minutes. It's usually a good time to leave it to. Gives people a chance to get in there. Moderators and participants. This way you could sort of set some students to have moderator roles or just choose certain students to actually be in the Elluminate session that are on your roster. Let's say it's just a small group. That's what that's for. Session attributes. Recording mode. Do you want it to start recording automatically right when you start the session? Do you want no recording or manual? I usually leave it to manual. This way, if you're talking about sort of class things before you start your lecture, you're not recording that. Simultaneous talkers, you can go 1 through 6. I would not go past 2 just for bandwidth issues. Supervise is a pretty important thing I like to check. It lets you see all chat that's going on in the Elluminate session by the participants, even private chat. All permissions, this gives all the participants permissions when they enter an Elluminate session, so they can all use their mics and all that sort of thing. I usually leave that off and then I sort of turn those on as we go. It helps sort of cut down on some technical difficulties. Raise hand on entry. This when someone comes into the room and they haven't been in, they sort of first come for the first time, that button, their little hand flies up in Elluminate. But of course this is your most important. So I'm going to hit create. Now I can put a little email together and I can tell them when the class is, sort of to let them know we at say 3 o'clock. If I click this, this email is not only going to go to the participant and the moderator, the same message. I hit continue and send email confirmation. Let's say you didn't want to send an email, you would just click this. I'm going to click this one though. Now you can see it's added. We can exit the session. And if we look over in the Elluminate tab, here it is. Yet another cool lecture by yours truly. The time and the date right there. Now, for the students to access the lecture or to access this Elluminate session, all they need to do is click on the link, the title name, and they're taken to the Elluminate live page manager where they get information on the actual session, and of course it hasn't started yet and when it's going to happen.